Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. On Wednesday we got some new information about the new gimmick for Gen 9s, that being the Terastal Pokemon, which basically your Mon glimmers like a jewel or something. Now I remember a lot of the leaks were not sure if this actually changes typing or not, but now we do have some confirmation that you can change the typing with this gimmick. And on the website specifically, it does seem to indicate that you're going to be able to get every typing on every Pokemon, specifically saying that there are countless combinations of Pokemon and Terra types. So this is huge, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit today. I'm not going to go super in depth. This will be a massive change for competitive, because if you can give anything, whatever typing you want, just immediately, the amount of counterplay is probably more than we've seen in just about any format. Now, from what it looks like, the activation is from a Terra Orb, which is something the trainer has, meaning it's not an item you put on your Mon, like for Z moves in Mega. So that's actually pretty cool. It acts more like Dynamax in that regard. You can only Terastalize one Mon during battle, it looks like. And for overworld stuff, it looks like you have to charge this Terra Orb to keep you using it. So that's kind of an interesting thing. But in competitive, you're just going to have it charged and you get one use of it in battle. Similar to how Megas or Z moves, you can only use one. But it not being an item, I think is great. I was really concerned it was going to be a held item, so I'm glad it's not. Now, it also looks like the Terastalized Mon gives you a boost on the typing of your Terra type. But if the Terra type matches the Mon's original typing, you actually get an even greater boost, apparently. We don't know exactly how much that is, but it could easily be as high as a 50% boost. And we also don't know how this works with dual typings, if it changes it to single type or not. It might actually just change something to single type, which would be kind of funny. But still, there's a lot you can do with this. For example, let's take Porygon Z. As a normal type, it's weak to fighting. You could just change it to ghost type before it gets hit by a close combat, allowing it to completely evade a hit. And I mentioned Porygon Z specifically because it's going to get a huge benefit from this competitive format because of adaptability. Now that we know it changes typings, you're going to get the adaptability bonus on pretty much any move you want. So like Ice Beam, Dark Pulse. I think Porygon Z is going to be very strong in this format, at least in the early part of this format. Assuming it's in the game, it most likely is. But there's other Mon with adaptability that could also greatly benefit from this. This could also be very useful for having specific coverage moves on Pokemon that you need that coverage move to just do extra damage right there. You can Terastalize that Mon to give it that bonus. But keep in mind, you only get to use this once, so you do have to be kind of choosy about which one you want to do, because it could end very poorly if you get an incorrect read and your Mon just explodes because they called out your Terastalize. I think of all the gimmicks as of late, this is probably my favorite. Initially, it seems kind of wild because having everything pretty much being any type, there's so much flexibility with that. But I think this gives a lot of viability to Mons that have bad typings. For example, a bug grass type, you could now just turn to mono poison or something, which would make it a lot more useful in certain scenarios. Or changing Snorlax's typing so that it could have some resist and be a better tank. Now, it is uncertain how hard it's going to be to find the Terra type that you're looking for. It could be quite a lot of grinding involved with that, which would be somewhat annoying. But there are dens you can go into to get these, so hopefully it's not too much of a grind. Otherwise, everyone's just going to hack the game to get what they want. So yeah, this format looks great. And this is only just scratching the surface. There could be more to it that we don't know. It could change moves, and we don't quite know the bonus that you get from Terastalizing. But this looks great, and I don't think I've been more excited for a Pokemon meta. I think this will be much more balanced than Dynamax, and this won't have the same issues that Dynamax has, where you miss your turn 1 and the game's pretty much over because Dynamax makes things so strong. This is not quite as strong as Dynamax, but it is a lot more flexible in that you can have a lot more mix-up opportunities with it. And that is what I like so much about the format, because there's so much less predictability with it. You have a lot more counterplay that you can have, especially in a best of one. You could have a Mon that everyone thinks is bad, but just by changing its typing, it can suddenly be a lot better. Even Pokemon like Eevee, it has adaptability, so it'll actually get a nice bonus on terastalizing. That with an Eviolite, it might actually be viable, although I'd probably just run Porygon Z. You could have Porygon Z and Eevee, and just use whichever one works best against your opponent. Now, the thing is, that additional counterplay and additional uncertainty is going to make it hard to predict what your opponent's going to do, because there's so many options that this opens up. That's probably the one downside of the format, is unless it's like a popular rental team or the specific Pokemon is typically only using one Terra type, it's going to be hard to predict just these very outlandish kind of setups, because you could see a Dunsparce on the other team and it's Terra type Ice and it just whacks you with a Blizzard, or Torkoal could be Terra type Grass so that it's no longer weak to ground and water, and then just whacks you with a Solar Beam. So there's a lot of uncertainty that goes into this, but I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I like the idea of the flexibility that this gives. Some people are not going to like it though, and I understand that, because it's going to be so hard to predict things in a best of one. The ranked ladder is going to be nonsense, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun for the most part. It should at least be better than Dynamax. That's all that I'm going to talk about for now, because obviously there's still more that we need to know. They don't exactly specify if there's a limit to how many Terra types each Mon has, but based on the website, they make it seem as if every Mon gets every Terra type. So it'll be interesting to see exactly how it plays out, but from what I can tell, this is going to be the most diverse competitive format we have seen, and I am all for it. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.